Hello everyone, Carlos Flores, back on basics. I wanted to talk to you about mentorships and mentors. It's a brief video. Before I do that, don't forget to subscribe to my channel, Back on Basics. Don't forget to like this video, any other videos that I have. Remember, I have videos that deal with, the mental health. There's videos that just have very soothing sounds. There's a lot of different things in here, and what I'm doing is I'm building a library so that way you can have a reference on different topics. And so again, mentors. So like this video, subscribe to Back on Basics, and I suggest in the in the comments if you have any topics that you want to do, or if you're on Facebook, Carlos Flores, you can just send me a message of what topics you want to do. If you're on Instagram, then do the same thing. On Instagram, I'm on Back on Basics. So again, mentors. Mentors are really good because they can actually help you get to where you want to get to. They can set up a plan. They can help you make your vision a little bit bigger. I usually start with students by saying that sometimes we tend to be horses with blinders. And if you've seen those horses that pull the coaches together, they actually have blinders like this. So that way they can just focus in the front. That way they can't look to the left or they can't look to the right. So that way they're focused, because their focus is to just, take you wherever the driver wants you to take you, or wherever you ask to be taken to. And so what I tell people is that we need to take away our blinders, or at least we need to open our blinders so that we can see to our left, to our right, to our back, and so that we can make the best decision possible, right? And so one of the things that as a mentor, what I tell people is that a lot of the times our vision is very small, even though we think that it's not. And so always find somebody that knows more than you do, so that way they can expand on what to do. I actually have a story that I'm going to tell you, and that's one of the things that led to mentorship and led to, having mentors. So I came here when I was 8 years old, or 9 years old, in 1983. I didn't know how to speak English. I didn't know how to adapt to the culture that fast. My parents, when my dad was already working, because he came to the United States a year earlier. My mom, my brother, and I came in 1983, and so during the summertime, they put me in a summer camp, a free summer camp in San Francisco. That's where we used to live. And so the free summer camp actually helped me open my options, different things that I've learned. I didn't know how to speak English again, so I had to do things and I had to learn things. And thank goodness that there were people that helped me translate, so that way I knew what I was doing, or at least I had an idea what was going on. So one of the things that really impacted me from the beginning was that the summer camp actually took us to a Giants game at Candlestick Park. Remember Candlestick Park, for some of you? Yes. So we went to the Giants game. We were sitting kind of like in the lower tier, where summer camps and kids sit and everything. People were chatting. I was kind of quiet. I mean, it is what it is. I'm usually very quiet. I like to observe people anyways. And so I wasn't looking the best. I guess it's just one, it was a little bit because this was my first baseball game and I didn't know what to expect. And second, because, I'm new to this country. I'm trying to adapt to the cultures, to the environment, to the language. And so I was kind of down. And for some reason, some of the Giants were actually warming up right in front of us. One in particular, and I don't know if you remember, I know that if you're a Giants fan, you know the Candy Man, Candy Maldonado. And so when I was there, it was very interesting because uh, he actually talked to a group of us, so we were that close. And then once he realized that I didn't speak English, he actually got me closer to him, so that way he can talk to me. And so I came down to the field for a little bit, and he talked to me and he asked me, he's like, "Hey, how are you doing? How long have you been here? Where you come from?" So I told him I came from El Salvador. I came from the war. That's the reason why we came to the United States. I didn't know how to speak English. And it was something that was interesting. I mean, he was listening to what I was saying and everything, and so uh, he kept on saying, "Hey, don't give up. You're gonna make it. You have to make sure that you do things the right way. You have to make sure that you focus on the things that you want to do." And so it was just so inspirational, and it was so great that I tell friends that I became a lifetime Giants fan, and that's the reason why I've been a Giants fan ever since. I mean, to me, I think Candy Maldonado made a huge impact in my life, and I think he was he was the first mentor that I actually had, even if it was a short amount of time. Again, right? He's warming up for a game, and he didn't have to talk to me, but he did, and because he saw me and he knew that I didn't speak English, and so it was great. Candy Maldonado, if you see this, thank you. I mean, it's been great because I've always go back to that point. That's a point where, in my mind, as a 9-year-old, I said, "I'll be fine. I'll be fine." And so, because of that, I've done many, many things, right? As I've talked about in other videos. But if it wasn't for Candy Maldonado, the Candy Man, I don't know what I would have done. I don't know how long it would have taken me to get to that mindset. And again, mentors sometimes you don't know where they come from. You have to appreciate your mentors, good or bad, because they teach you something. And that day, and I want to thank Candy Maldonado because he taught me to stick with it. And I'm relentless. When I stick with something, then I'm very relentless. And I remember that because I appreciated the fact that he understood I don't want to say frustration, but he understood that I was new to this country, that I didn't speak the language, and I was kind of like, in a whole different world. But for that amount of time that we spent together, I realized that it was very inspirational to me to know that I could do whatever I want if I set my mind to it. So again, short video. Thank you, Candy Maldonado. And I mean, it's amazing when you meet somebody, when somebody gives you something like a tidbit or something. Thank them. And that's one of the things that I was 9 years old, so I didn't really thank Candy properly, Candy Maldonado, and so thank you, Candy. It's made a huge difference, and now I'm helping our younger generation, so that way they can start thinking about what they want to do, so that way they can have options. I want people to have options. I want people to say, well, this is plan A, this is plan B, this is plan C, and this is how I'm going to do, and I'm going to focus on this. So, again, Carlos Flores, Back on Basics. Just another story so that you can see. Thank you for everything. I really appreciate it. Like, subscribe. Again, lifetime Giants fan. There's no other team. I've never changed ever since I got here to the United States in 1983. Candy Maldonado was the main reason why. And so, again, if you have any topics that you want me to talk about, by all means, put it on the comments. Post it on Facebook, post it on Instagram. Instagram is at BackOnBasics. Facebook is just my name. You can just look for Carlos Flores. And so, again, thank you for listening, and have a good day.